What is good, YouTube? Thanks for visiting again the Glassbox Aquarius channel. I'm Chris, and today we are over at Central Mass Aquatics in Worcester, Massachusetts. Yes, I made the trek all the way from New Hampshire out there. It was about a little under an hour drive to come take this tour and wanted to check it out. As a group, we went down with the Boston Aquarium Society. A whole bunch of us got invited down, and we got to take a tour of their facility. Now, they have been here for a long time, but they recently have been redoing all the tanks. So a lot of the tanks are new. You can see that shiny, I wouldn't call it shiny, fresh 2x4s. So these guys are spending some money on lumber right now to redo all their racks and get everything all set up. And probably they said to me, this is the first time in 3 years the club has been able to come down here and take an awesome tour with these guys. I didn't film anything on the way down because it was a long drive. I didn't film anything outside because, well, the buildings just say warehouse. If you didn't know that there was a small sign there, you wouldn't even know. I did check out their website. You're welcome to check out their website. There's really not much even on their website because these guys do not sell to the public. This is where your local fish store might be getting something from. This is where a big box store might grab something from locally if they needed it. But yeah, this is open to tours once in a while, depending on who you are and what's going on. So I was pretty excited when they told us at the club about this, that we could come and check out some of these fish. Unfortunately, we can't buy anything, but, you know, it's just nice to see what's going on. You know, they were able to talk to us about some of the different things that they're trying to do, some of the things going on in the hobby right now because of COVID. So, you know, tanks are not completely packed all the time like they normally would be. Fish that were, you know, $2, $3, $5 cheap fish, the prices are going to get higher and continue to get higher. When a box of fish to import was relatively cheap, now you are spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get some of these fish imported in. So kind of crazy to see some of the stuff going on. One or two tanks, you know, had power heads and things like that. Majority of all their tanks were run off of sponge filters, which is super cool. And it's crazy just to see how many airlines they got going on all these different tanks. They had soda bottles to have biomedia in it. Just DIY specials everywhere from the racks all the way through. Super wet floor, you know, you're just, as they're picking out fish and everything else, you know, just drop it on the floor, drop the water on the floor and keep going. It was all cement floor. They had a nice little staging area, nothing fancy, countertop, some pre-made shipping water sitting in a vat, and they just scoop, box, bag, tag, and send the fish on the way to wherever they're going. And ship things out, or have people come pick them up from, you know, whatever store they're selling everything at. So it was just really nice to take a look and check out some of these tanks and see what they have. One thing to know, it was pretty loud in there. Every tank had bubblers going, and you could hear the pumps running. I don't know what kind of pumps they had. Honestly, I took a peek around. I really couldn't find where the actual air pumps were. And I didn't want to bother someone to, like, you know, do an in-depth tour. They were like, hey, you can take a video. You know, they were like, don't video any of our price catalogs that are out for the wholesalers or anything. They were like, you can look at them just so, you know, I could educate myself on some of this. But they were like, hey, don't film it. Certain things they were like, hey, keep out of sight for the moment. So I didn't dig around too much. But, you know, those pumps were pretty loud. But, I mean, when you're talking all these tanks with air bubblers going, it does make some good background noise. The other thing was they're not heating individual tanks, so the entire warehouse was pretty hot. It was up there in the 70s, 80s, and I don't know what the humidity was. I didn't see any meters on the wall or anything like that, but it was hot in there, even with fans going and all that. All kinds of lighting options to keep everything bright, and just completely amazed on how many airlines. I wonder, there's got to be miles of airline that they've used. But it's a traditional setup. It's the same thing you see other guys doing on YouTube. PVC pipe, jack everything into one kind of central loop, and keep everything pressurized, and off to the races everybody goes. So it's just an easy style. Sorry, you did see a price on that tank, but hey, true zebras. I've never actually gotten to see them in person. I really appreciate Central Mass Aquatics letting us come out there and take a quick tour of the facility. Hopefully you guys like some of the footage of what was going on in the tanks as I was rambling on the whole time. Guys, like, share, subscribe, and enjoy this little last minute of these zebras, because they were the showstopper for me. Thanks.